So as usual, they could spend some time first discussing about meditation, then doing some meditation. So in order to, if you are interested in doing meditation practice, then it is natural that we kind of talk about it. So as so as I usually explain, a simple way to understand what meditation means is to familiarize one's mind, familiarize one's mind with positivity, positiveness. So then, thus, since the practice itself involves familiarizing one's mind to focus on positiveness, it is worthwhile to even contemplate and look within and saying, like, so what the positiveness here refers particularly to positive state of mind. So therefore, investigating, so what is a positive state of mind? That sort of endeavor is also worthwhile. The meditation practice can otherwise be known more specifically as having chosen a virtuous object, a virtuous or positive object to focus on, familiarizing one's mind with that positive object by focusing on it, by intentionally keeping our focus on the object. So that is, so this understanding is something really good for one to have to get as part of the practice. So say day this young Yamon condition about the said day Maday that just young the ice. I take this on a boat on that. So the benefits of engaging in meditation practice by familiarizing with a virtuous or wholesome object, and more specifically a virtuous and wholesome mind. So by familiarizing with that again and again, the advantage or benefit of that is that one starts to really establish a basis of true sense of well-being and happiness within oneself. So in contrast to that, we might be more keen, we might be more familiar with actually focusing on objects that cause us distress, namely afflictive objects, afflictive objects as in terms of external objects, but also afflictive states of mind. So thus, when we familiarize, if we allow our mind to be influenced by the afflictive state of mind, then that is what will cause one distress and turmoil within oneself.
That's something. That is a good job. Gave me bad at this stage. That lot thing was job. Join the around and Jibashena, Castle, Jibasheba, Tigta, Carlesena, sent to Batata, Shendon. Said not on true by the Shogun. Telling him many children on to the tell Lelhava Shera, Charlson to Lelhava.
The immediate positive effect that one can experience when by focusing, when one focuses and familiarizes one's mind with the virtuous object, is that the moment we actually really allow our mind to settle down and focus, focus on the virtuous object, an otherwise disturbed state of mind, disturbed by the what we call discursive thoughts. That's so thus a disturbed mind. A disturbed mind will naturally settle down, and thus that is the immediate positive effect we will experience.
Nipaya ma ye tanya ngene le son de je to na ra sen no to ji zhu ge le lo no to ba shi ta sa so so ge gen wa den da son zo ne da go ja ze ngene sen no to zhu de me shi ta chu ji ba je gen wa da son de to de.
So these are really important points to consider and think well about, such as when the it is because we are so prone to being disturbed by either external conditions or internal conditions. Often with the slightest imbalance in either externally or internally, we then get immediately affected by that, and we then experience the consequence of a disturbed state of mind, or disturbed or unease in our body or mind. As the great Indian master Shantideva had mentioned, when the body is disturbed by illness, and that is when the body feels unwell. So physical unease is experienced. So thus likewise, when the mind is disturbed by the afflictions, then one experiences unease in the mind, unwell mind. So these are good, really important points to reflect upon as a way to avert that situation, to protect one's body and mind. So that is something we need to. So as beginners, this is something which we can easily relate to. It is not something really, how should we say, too profound for one to be able to understand and comprehend and put into practice. So really the main point here is that when we adopt this very simple means of this simple practice of meditation, it can help to really settle down our mind, which otherwise is disturbed and agitated. So if we allow the mind to be in a disturbed state and agitated state for long, then the situation can get worse and worse, where one starts to feel really the mind weighed down and feeling despondent and then that is where one could start feeling, a sense of depression. That's what that you seem to refer to a lot about depression. So that is how it's when the mind becomes completely overwhelmed by discursive thoughts. So therefore, as opposed to that, having a clear mind, a bright and clear, bright and a focused mind is what will help one.
Teji, sono to gojane, lacha teji fa sono to na ya bu ya, ke nga to centro nga che bo yi sen ge ji, ye ya le teni ra kali kawo shi ya ra, nga to jie de ma che ga de nga to chan ji de ge na. Jie de che ge de nga to shi wo zhui mu da, jie ma che ga chan ji de nga de qi nga, an zhi ge yi su su na ji ya le de, jie jin chu ge le la jie de jin che ge le, ene sen chu se shu. 다 시버지 용문되어서 다 손 전에 또나 야본되어서 라자 되는 렌드 소선라디아 고자도 되는 렌드 편서 되는 데서 전바체 다 되는 컨디션에서 야본용으로.
So it is indeed important to really pay attention to these points as a means and ways to avert and overcome the mind disturbed by the afflictions. Some may feel at times that I'm not really affected by any difficult situation. Everything's quite fine. Everything's okay. I mean, maybe I do not need to be relating to this practice of meditation so much. But however, while that may be somewhat the situation at present, one never knows when a time may come that one is starting to experience the effects of a disturbed mind. When the conditions are, somewhat okay, then that is when one feels sort of well-being and ease. But as soon as certain conditions, the circumstances change, then that is when one is put to the real test as to the vulnerability of one's state of mind. So therefore, when circumstances change and things are not going so well, then if one experiences turmoil and really disturbed state of mind, then at that time, if one does not have the means and ways to appease one's mind, then that is where the situation can get really bad for oneself. So the main point is really that one needs to be extra vigilant, extra careful and cautious when one meets with certain conditions. Conditions that cause one either to experience turmoil. It is possible that we may come into contact with sometimes good conditions, but sometimes also bad conditions. Bad circumstances may also come about. So one is, if one prepares oneself, if one is pre-prepared, one will be able to withstand whatever circumstance, whatever changes go around externally. One could maintain a more, a firm, steady mind, an undisturbed state of mind. That is important.
Chesu zumba tiga chi, kanga ye prikadala se lele se divi ngon ne thwazi ta yungu ya ngene goya pujana kanga yungu ya de kanga ye biniga se la chi ra se thwadu se shibu lele ne thunga chi ya tela teni chi se kanga mobu se thwala ritni mobu teji sono yapto gare dangi te mobu ngishi ya yer de da chila so de.
So thus if you if you actually take upon this practice of meditation and try to really apply it sincerely in your life, then that so due to that familiarity, then when circumstances or when the situation arises where there are difficulties or external problems, one will be able to really maintain a firmness within oneself, not for the circumstances to really how should we say, completely unbalance us, and we will be able to, be more, how should we say, maintain our integrity. So this is really something I've of course explained this previously many times, but cannot be overemphasized, that how we need to really prepare ourselves and to accept the challenges and difficulties when they arise.
non chila yong shin chila yong yare de le so ta ta se de la jando ma wa ya pu ne so na de ya pu de wa de yin ni ma de ke chung ba de se le da ji le le shi jian yan ba do no mo so to shung yan ba de ge ma shi ba de da nge ne ma su go ja de ge da de ni ji pe ge da sang de zuo zuo de ma su no ren da no la je mario no tu mario de yin ba ngo shi sa de ya bu pe de wa de ni da re ba ngo shi ne ya bu ya de.
So we are bound to experience various different conditions that can sort of challenge oneself. Could be external conditions at certain times, but also internal conditions. Internal conditions can also cause one. In fact, the main source of one's turmoils and difficulties are actually dependent on the inner conditions. When we are affected by certain worries or anxieties and so forth, then at that time, if we don't really manage it well, if we're not able to manage that, then that's when actually we can be affected to feel real disturbance within oneself. And so therefore really to understand that this as the best way to really prepare oneself and to protect oneself is through this familiarizing of this meditation practice. So that is something that we need to bear in mind.
So no tene to na nga zo se go ja zo ma che ge tene shira mo bu che le ge wa ro se ge nye she ri bi ge se ge nye she do le she ba yen je to bi ge tene nga zo shira te yon ma nga zo go ge tene mo bu che le ge wa.
So when we engage in this practice, we will also be able to really cultivate what we call a discriminative wisdom, which is a deep sort of intelligence and insight of knowing what is favorable for oneself and what is harmful to oneself. So now we will spend some time for actual practice of meditation, formal meditation. So for that, first we will adopt a comfortable, relaxed posture. Se kora jasa chi ga ndu wa jasa chi ga ya po ko se de mi ba ting ga ya wa re mi sa kora ne chi nyamo ma che a ding ma sa la ni gu ya re mi sa kora ne da nyamo che se no bo sa sa ni ga ma na che so te so ne de. So in order to engage in meditation practice, it is important that we first of all identify choose an appropriate object to focus on, which is an object that does not cause afflictions to arise in our mind. So thus, that we need an object to focus on as a way to anchor our mind, so that it does not go dispersed in every direction. We need to keep our mind focused and anchored. So thus, we need an object to focus on. So for the object that one may choose to focus on, individually, one may. Certain individuals may have a preferable object while there are many appropriate objects to focus on, some certain objects may be more, how should we say, adaptable to one's mind, and one may choose to then focus on a particular object. However, the object that we choose here regularly as a common, as a common object to focus on is our own breath that we use. The breath, choosing the breath is very significant for us as beginners because, as the great Master Lama Tsongkhapa has mentioned, for someone who's affected by a lot of discursive thoughts, focusing on the breath, it becomes a most appropriate, a most suitable and appropriate object to focus on as a way to settle down the mind. So the reason why we need to apply a method, an appropriate method to settle down the discursive thoughts, is because that the discursive thoughts is one of the main, how should we say, interferences whenever we wish to do something, achieve, whenever we want to achieve something as significant, that would actually causes the hindrances, or interferences, is the discursive thoughts, that the excessive thinking in our mind. So that is why we need to settle down that.
이자 대래 윤중어세를 콜선체도 윤중어거자 내가 나와이거든. 윤중어세 이도 카도메 세네 대버 손도 대버 있어. 다 손들이서 와야 세다 좀 추. 손을 파지 자니 제세 손을 돈이 전에 모용게 까들라. 다 너도 봐시 타들 저도 저 봐서서 노세네 윤중 걸을 손도 전에 너도 강강 마셔놓으려. 다른 너도 강상 제대로 내가 고다 걸로 제 만다에 생지지 새 강하나 새는 가서 대된가나 내가 드리사 다 하바 윤용해야 뭐 세세지내니 윤용을 배반 로고들 내시 싸제들 내가 세세지 대서 근데 새들어서 봐 너도 마신 새들 동아야 보시지 요거 산데 이자 대전에 고제잖아 내다고야 이자 다선 대통령 되지.
So that's when one for an individual who is affected by a lot of discursive thoughts, which can be otherwise also known in simple terms as a lot of excessive thinking, so for such an individual to present a meditation technique that involves involves some sort of involves further analysis or thinking will not work, will not be suitable because their mind is already very affected by a lot of excessive thinking, unreasonable, or we can call unreasonable thinkings, thoughts. So, for example, when someone who is really affected by intense anger, in that moment, if you ask them to meditate on love as a way to overcome anger, in that very moment that they're like experiencing intense anger, that would not they would not consider that as being something suitable for them. They would not take that on board, and like meditating on love is something which they cannot relate to right away. So, however, a simple meditation of just focusing on the breath and focusing on the breath is something much more manageable because it involves less strenuous state of mind, and in fact, the very focusing on the breath itself, when one does it, in a properly and attentively, it is said that traditionally, if you focus on your breath for about 21 rounds, which means 21 rounds of the breath, it is said that actually the mind naturally will settle down. The discursive thoughts and a very hyperactive state of mind will naturally settle down, and then consequently the mind becomes more clear and more bright, and so therefore the mind, in experiencing this very clear and bright state of mind, it actually also gives a sense of real deep sort of relaxation, deep sort of relief of otherwise a very hyperactive state of mind is a sense of genuine relaxation in the mind. Now, the specific instruction of how to focus on one's breath is said that the breath itself needs to be in a natural state. So that means that it has to be free from, like either a what we call, a deep. The inhalation and exhalation should be also free from being like a deep inhalation and exhalation with sound. So that makes like sound, and also to be free from a forceful inhalation exhalation, or like meaning long in breaths or long out breaths in a forceful manner. That should be avoided as well. So in brief, what the instruction is to maintain one's breath in its natural rhythm, just when we normally breathe, just as it is natural and very calm, like that. We need to just maintain that. So also when one is thus being when one actually begins to focus on the breath, one of course applies a mindfulness here, an awareness that the breath is coming in, the breath is going out. So that awareness, just maintaining that, just even focusing on that awareness itself of that the breath is coming in and going out, that is actually a very effective means to maintain one's focus.
Shirayel Juba Tele said Donathan Yabu, no sin, never think with other shy. So the Unjungal said, Neta, said thing of her own and dagger. Yes, on Mata, tingle the Tavage. There's yes on a tingle Nachi, Kamachi, Nitan, Tagare. Roa. Kamachi the negre, once sure that Tilly Achun Maton negates, the Jano, telling a son of Jano, you just say Jungra, Jin Neto, Tele Anu Matona, Sepan, Chinro, Jaluzoni, Kenya, Senea, Rambaya, and Posaya Maritan, as on Tejita, Charagon, the other, Athens, Akamakashi, then.
So, thus, by again adopting our physical posture in an appropriate, inappropriately, such as being relaxed but upright and straight. So then, based on the appropriate physical posture, and most importantly, we need to have the right state of mind, which is for the meditation purpose. We need to withdraw our attention from all forms of distractions, whether they be internal or external, and this includes not only the distractions which are what we call so-called negative distractions, but also any positive thoughts and so forth relating to other positive thinking and so forth. Even that temporarily we need to withdraw from. So thus the main point here is to really stop all try to stop, or try to, how should we say, not disengage, maybe that word is, disengage in all mental activity, mental thought process and so forth, and just bring one's full attention and focus to the meditation object now, which is our own breath. So bringing a complete focus and attention to the breath. So initially as beginners, we would find it hard to maintain a focus on the breath for a long duration, and actually it is advised that thus it is not, one should not make attempts to have long duration focus on the object, which may be maybe not very clear and not very steady. It is far more better to have a good focus and a really attentive focus for a minute or two initially, and then one can seemingly take a small break and then readjust focus again with purpose and intention to really focus single-pointedly for another minute or two. And so in this way, if we can increase gradually increase the span of our focus and attention on the object, then it will naturally become stronger and more firm and steady for a longer duration. Because otherwise, if we allow our mind to be seemingly focused but half distracted, then if we actually begin our meditation like that, then that in itself can become a habit, where we never get into this bad habit of seemingly being in a meditative state, but the mind always being sort of half distracted and half wandering. And then it'll be very difficult to change that later.
Said me bal tada negara ngado chi ya dono jamadne yongjo se gola troshi yabo yong da je ne mse je phando chindo thin se mane be kanga chi le ng thin jamala gom jande mande wa je da yong da de ji abu son tu.
So thus from the very onset, if we can ensure that we are adopting the proper technique, a proper method and technique of really maintaining a focus on the object itself, or even for a short period, then that one will, when one experiences the positive effect of a focused mind, then one will naturally be keen and keen to continue one's meditation, to practice the meditation. Otherwise, as mentioned earlier, if one really, one how should you say, seemingly is making some attempt to meditate, but if the mind is if you allow the mind to become completely distracted, to remain distracted, then after a certain point one will become wary of that, and will start to becoming difficult, experience difficulties, because it seems that you're not making any progress, and thus then soon thereafter one would think, oh, there's no point in meditating, I might as well just give it up. And so this is how one has, actually then not been. That is the fault of having not utilized the technique properly right from the beginning, in the start of our meditation. So thus, it is really important to have this clear understanding. So thus, by making setting our mind for the purpose, to the purpose of our meditation, we will now try to maintain a 100% focus on the breath itself, and engage in this meditation for the next few minutes. So we can now, while maintaining our posture and focused state of mind, we can now just change the object of the focus to the sound of the mantra to be recited, which is the name of Buddha Shakyamuni. And so after the recitation finishes, we can just maintain an inner focus and awareness.
Taya ta Om Muri Muri Maha Muri Soha 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 Taya ta Om Muri Muri Maha Muri Soha.
So that's sufficient for now. If there's any questions, I can maybe address one question. So it's fine if there's no questions. Just to again maybe reiterate that the importance really, as I mentioned earlier, is to find means and ways to associate with a positive state of mind, even in every single day. If we can, how should we say, associate with and not allow one's mind to be separated from positiveness. That then becomes the best assistance to oneself in whatever one does. So so within the positive state of mind, the most essential really of a positive state of mind is love and compassion. These are the most positive states of mind that one can cultivate. And so the true sense of love and compassion is really essential and important for one's well-being. In relation to oneself, it's most important. Even for the well-being of others, it is most important. So thus, in our daily life, if we can really start to familiarize our mind with the values and then of love and compassion, and try to really integrate love and compassion with one's normal way of thinking, that then will be most effective. So in one way to reflect on the incredible effectiveness of developing love and compassion, a perfect effectiveness for even on a personal level, is that when one extends true love and compassion, the thoughts of love and compassion towards others, it actually helps to overcome a lot of the negative state of minds within oneself that causes oneself distress and feeling unhappy. So the afflictive state of minds within oneself that causes one distress and unhappiness naturally is a lot of them is overcome by love and compassion. So therefore, that it would be wonderful if one did not have to experience the ill effects of the negative state of minds within oneself. If that can be overcome by love and compassion, then how wonderful it would be for oneself.
소소가 조인한다 파마에나 버지들 하도 자 전부 쉬우지 야와 조만 이제 저에 대있는 것들이 버지할 때는 근로와 뉴된 게 차도와 뉴된 게 나다 된 레셋들다 맞아 제자 대 노정 아주 선선은 소소 로바들 저로 선선도 건 조만 이제 쉬 제모서들 근로 뉴거래 콜레야 보시는 가그래 콜레야 보시는 아주 차도 사고 말해 전쟁이 실제로 standing 야 이자 대처를 야부단 야부들 내내 쇼만 이제 내가 선발시보 정도做나도 쇼만 이제 들으셨는데 내내다 쇼만 이제 녀석을 들은 앉아서 생대야 땡들라고 당 땡이 따지 거 제가 하는 따지 진행아 대 들리다 녀래서는 모두 다시 제비건 땡이가 제 쏘는 뭐도 뭐야 쇼시 인들스는이자 저는 대처를 야보다는 아주 강아지를 쇼만 이제 맨가 섞어요 말이야 등 앉아서 새 거를 대는 좋아하지 이제배 쏘만 맨가 앉아요 말이야 거는 좋아하지 네 야분도 와지
so the more we familiarize with love and compassion, the more, it will become, how should we say, the more we will naturally be imbued with a sense of love and compassion towards others, and the more, so thus the more we familiarize with love and compassion, the more naturally our mind becomes more and more relaxed, more and more joyful and happy. So this is something that we can all we would experience such ourselves. This positive effect is something that we can experience, such as when we now towards someone that we towards someone that we do have a sense of love and compassion, towards that individual we all have the experience that we don't, in that moment that we feel true sense of love and compassion towards someone, we don't experience anger towards them, we don't experience sense of jealousy towards them, or sense of competitiveness with them, or even pride towards them. So therefore it is very clear that when one's mind is dominated with love and compassion, in that instance, towards that object that one feels love and compassion, these negative state of minds that cause distress do not arise. And so so this is really, and then so likewise, so for parents who have true sense of love and compassion to their children, they will really how should we say, take the children's interest into main consideration, and thus, of course, from the parents' side, there'd be no sense of anger or pride or jealousy towards their children. In contrast, they would be only thinking of how to really benefit the children, how to work to try to contribute towards the best interests of their children. So likewise, in a relationship between such as partners or companions, when there's a mutual sense of love and compassion, there's a real true bond, a real sense of harmony between the two people, and so it is in this way we can see that that love and compassion is really the main cause for a genuine sense of happiness and well-being. This is something that I don't say lightly. I have spent a lot of time investigating and thinking about these points, and really I have spent most of my life just really thinking and investigating about these points, and thus with some level of how should we say, some level of experience myself, I can definitely assert that love and compassion is the most valid state of mind, the most valuable, and furthermore, it is not something which is completely alien to oneself. We all have the seeds or the basis of love and compassion within ourselves. We all possess that. So it is a matter of further, developing it and perfecting it, And that is what we need to do to spread. Yeah.
편도 기체용 맞아 진짜 손은 대손은 야분 좋아지 얘네들 쇼만 이제 안도 롱도 예닝게 소 쇼 소거야라 맞아 정년에 저러서 또 그들 얘는 만나지야 저러서 얘네들 편지지 쇼만 이제 반도 사제 당에 따봐셔야 돼 잡아 매도 저 깔리 강우래 되네 대근 차도 얘는 만나지야 그래서 쟁질 세와지 쟁질 쇼마지 쟁질 편도지 대근 되는 로이 대근 쏴제도 뭐라와지 이게네 저도 자인 쏴지야래 내가 보고 맞아 반 쏴자는 로라 대함에 세가 말했으니 대자도 들려 말 좋았으니요 말해 이게네다 영아이 제 쏴대고 말해 이자 손은 들리도나 저 야본 좋아지 얘네 아주 가리라 멋지 이따가 멋진 로고야 뭔 로사 코로나 얘네지 쇼만 이제야라 드니 야본 좋아디가 로발 따동용 거야 다음에 반 통어래라 코자 될 맞아 배 쇼바티가 콜 드니 대아 드비다 살주 동아 들래 그래 콜라 맞아 맞아 이제래 대응 그 동아 세달주 이나 예나다 롱이나 롱게거든요. 예가 롤라더니 대아드다 동아 세다자가 고자데 롤라 쇼반 이제 그 고자 되게 제근데 마도 스코 제근데 대신에는 선도나 문세는 야부배야 돼. 쇼반 이제 말아봐 제지 개좀 뭐셔라 됐습니다. 드니 제다
So, if we thus investigate, so if we were to really think about it further ourselves, we would come to, of course, acknowledge that whenever one faces some sort of problem or difficulty in life, particularly it's some sort of difficulty that needs assistance, that it's hard for one to deal with oneself, then at that time it becomes very apparent that one does have to rely upon someone. One needs the help from someone else, from a companion. And so how should we say? So that help that we seek would be received from someone who has a true sense of concern for us, at whatever degree, a true sense of love and compassion towards us. That it will be such a person or a companion who would come to our aid, not just anyone. So here, this is how we can see. This is how we can again, how should we say, validate that the value of love and compassion. And so so in a relationship, as I stress regularly, the most important element of the relationship needs to be a true sense of love and compassion towards each other. Of course, that is not to say that a relationship may not initially have been based on some attachment. It is hard to be free completely from attachment, in a relationship, in a committed relationship. However, if both sides can start to work on, how should we say, go further than just the attraction to each other, just the fleeting attachment to each other, go beyond that to develop a true sense of love and compassion, then will really establish the real genuine bond between the two people. Otherwise, if it was just based on a sort of a fleeting attraction and attachment, then I couldn't say that there's no how should we say there's no enjoyment or happiness at all in that kind of relationship. But it is definitely not something that will last long or not durable. When the attachment and attraction starts to wane, then the relationship will start to how should we say also fall apart. That is quite obvious. However, those relationships which withstand and continue are the ones which are based on a true sense of mutual love and compassion. And so love is that sentiment of wishing the other to be happy when they are. So thus, when seeing the other, that is when seeing the other lacking happiness, when one not being able to bear that and wishing them to be happy is the sentiment of love, whereas compassion is particularly the sentiment of not wanting the other to experience any kind of misery or suffering. So thus, when one sees the other experiencing some misery or misery or pain, not being able to bear that and wishing them to be free from that and doing whatever that's within possible to help them to be free from that misery or pain is the element of compassion. So therefore these are thus these are the important elements in that one needs to further develop and cultivate as a means to maintain that true sense of well-being within oneself and others. So that's be sufficient for tonight. Thank you very much. Allah